Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bdin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save. At the end of last season we completed Phase 4 and qualified for Europe, and we now move into Phase 5, which is to try and win the title. Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Build a Nation save here in Bulgaria. As the manager of Bdin Vidin, it's not been too long since you were last with us. Of course, the championship group in Bulgaria is quite short, so there's not really too much to catch up on. Only 2 games, believe it or not, so we'll start there with the highlights. So here we are then. As you can see, like I said, there's only been 2 games, the first of which was against CSK 1948, the second of which was against Ludogorets Razgrad, and we're back so early because of the way the results have gone. We could potentially be the champions today against Levski Sofia. In terms of how these 2 games went though, first of all, a 1-1 draw away to CSK 1948. Ronaldo gave them the lead in the 90th minute. It was Norbert Marrow with a rare goal in the 49th minute. In a very, very even game. Again, we've dominated the ball, as we always do. And then this happened. Ludogorets came to town, and we've absolutely smashed them. We were 2-1 up at half-time. Joseph Ndongo and Weverton put us 2-0 up before Daniel Ruiz got one back, and I thought Ludogorets, they're going to have a little bit of a fight back here. They did draw 2-2 with Amane Romero levelling the game, but Weverton scored just after, and then we scored 3 late goals to make it 6-2. Syracuse with a late double in a very, very good performance against the reigning champions, and this is what's put us in the position that we're in today. And that position is this. You can see we've already qualified for the Europa League for next season, which is fantastic. As have Ludogorets, as they won the cup. They actually knocked us out the cup in the quarterfinals, I think it was. They thumped us 5-1 in the cup. So it's nice to get one back over them in the league. But we're currently 4 points clear of CSK 1948. They were away to September Sofia, which you'd probably expect them to win. We're away to Levski Sofia. So it may not actually happen in today's game where we do win the title. If not, it's going to be a double live com today, guys, until we do win that title. So I think we better get into the game. So this is the lineup that we're going to go with for today's game against Levski Sofia. Very, very settled starting 11 now. The one exception you could probably make there is that Paulo Bernardo is coming into that midfield instead of Cyprien. Cyprien is on the bench though. A little bit of squad rotation. Obviously, we have played a lot of football this season. So it's going to be Gunnarsson in goal. Great season. He's unhappy though. I'm not sure. He's the one who's now unhappy at the lack of left midfielder. It was Syracuse originally, but Syracuse is now fine about it. Syracuse, incidentally, is wanted by Saudi. So I'm reluctant to let Syracuse go. He's my he's been my ever-present player, and he's not that far away from gaining Bulgarian nationality either. So I'm hoping to keep hold of Klimis. But yeah. Gunnarsson, Triantis, Garcia, McNulty, Diogo Silva comes in instead of, we've got Andre, who's currently injured. Weverton's suspended for this game. Bethelson's came back from injury and he's picked up another one, so not quite sure what's going on with him there. Right wing is going to be Kuzmanov in place of the suspended Weverton. Paulo Bernardo, who's not played too much football for us this season, to be fair to the Portuguese. When he has come in though, he's played particularly well. And he's not really kicked up too much of a fuss, considering he is down as a regular starter as well. Ali Marungu and Marcus as the other 2. Then we've got Syracuse, Marrow and Ndongo up top. So we're underway in what could be the biggest day in Bdin's history in domestic football. Of course, we have been to the Europa League quarter-final with Bdin. But it's Diogo Silva with the first highlight for Bdin. Finds Garcia McNulty. Back to Diogo Silva. Feeds it forward to Ali Marungu. Nice first touch to Ndongo. Looks for Marrow. It's cleared though by the defender. And they do manage to nod it back to Chepelov in goal there. Hopefully he has a poor game, does Chepelov. Now, the reason that we're so far ahead of Ludogorets, of course, we did beat them 6-2. But they took on Levski in their first game, which they also lost. So they've not had a great championship group so far, have Ludogorets. Played 2, lost 2. So hopefully this is the season where their little spell of dominance is broken in Bulgaria. Triantis feeds the ball forward to Paulo Bernardo anyway. It's Kuzmanov looking down the line towards Syracuse. It's a poor pass though, but Bernardo rescues it. Ali Marungu finds Kuzmanov again. Finds Paulo Bernardo. Ali Marungu gets his 5th goal of the season. And in the 8th minute, we take the lead away to Levski. 25 minutes on the clock now, guys, and just looking at that league table on the right-hand side. If things stay the way they are, then it's going to go to the next game. But Sirikos with a poor throw-in, but he just pick up the second ball and he feeds it in to the front line. It's Kuzminov again on this right-hand side. Pulls the ball across for Maro. It's a great save by the goalkeeper. I think a combination of the goalkeeper and the defender. But Marcus keeps it alive. Back into the mix. Headed clear again up in the air. And I think they do manage to clear it now. And Cisse feeds it out to Giuliano on the right-hand side. Alevski could counter here, but there's 3 yellow shirts around him. And he's forced backwards to Mourinho. And it ends that way. But yeah, I think as things are, because both CSK are winning now, but Ludogorets were winning anyway. So the gap was only 5 points. So we could ideally do with both of them either drawing or losing for us to be the champions in this game. Of course, we do need to win this game, and we're looking dangerous again. Paolo Bernardo to Kuzminov. Good ball forward towards Sirikos inside the area. He puts the ball in the back of the net. Klimis Sirikos with his 21st of the season. And that's the way it stays till half-time, guys. Still in pole position, but as I said, Ludogorets and CSK 1948 are both winning their games, which means it can't happen in today's game. We do still look to extend our advantage, though, and just really hammer it home. And it's Sirikos finding Kuzminov. He's come across the pitch, needs some support on the left, comes back to Diogo Silva instead. Marcus has gone quite narrow, to be fair, so nothing there. Diogo Silva with a great run, though, and it's ended up in the back of the net. It's going to be an own goal off Gonzalez. Good work by Diogo Silva. Levski looking to get back into the game, though. They've been quite poor so far. Diogo Silva's done really well again. Paolo Bernardo, Diogo Silva. It's a poor clearance, though, straight to Kirillov. Kirillov able to bring the ball forward. Lucero now feeding it into Cisse. Cisse with the effort from the edge of the area, and it's Gunnarsson just watches it past his post. And now Shepelov with the goal kick. It's a great ball straight to Krastev. When he's get back into position here, he's managed to get the cross in. It's a poor defensive header. Diogo Silva helps it further on. Kirillov picks it up in the midfield, though. Finds Krastev again. Krastev with the effort, and Stoyan Krastev with a great finish past Gunnarsson. Triantis finds Marcus. Can we restore our 3-goal cushion? Marcus with a good run down this left-hand side. Finds Ndongo. Top scorer this season. Ndongo with a ball across towards Sirikos, and Sirikos is there again with his 22nd of the season. I really, really want to keep hold of the Greek. Sirikos with this throw-in. Looking for Triantis. Gets there. Gets the ball back. Looks for Maro. Maro's missed the ball, though, and it's cleared as far as Ali Marungu, who plays it across to Triantis under pressure. Finds Paolo Bernardo. Paolo Bernardo out to the left-hand side of Marcos. A little bit of space for Marcos to work in. Pulls it across for Maro. It's cleared by the defender again. And Diamando helps it on to Nuno Moreira. Moreira looking for Cisse. It's a poor pass, though. And it's well read by Diogo Silva, who gives it back to Gunnarsson. Feeds it out to the Australian and Triantis. Down the line for Kuzminov. Paolo Bernardo feeds it into Ali Marungu. It's a poor pass, though, and Ali Marungu can't quite get there. Now it's Cisse for Levski Sofia. Looking down the line towards Krastev. Diogo Silva goes across to him. Krastev gets it back for Cisse, and Mustafa Cisse gets his 12th of the season, and we've conceded another goal. Levski looking dangerous. It's Cisse again. Krastev. We're massively outnumbered at the back here. I don't know where what's Kuzminov doing all the way up there. It was about 6-on-3 at the back there in favour of Levski. Gonzalez with the ball now. Finds a Krastev. Score off their first goal. Goes for it again. It's not too far away. Gunnarsson was scrambling across for that. We're looking a little bit shaky defensively in this second half of this game. And now Diogo Silva with the ball. Finds Marcos. Ndongo running down the touchline. Comes back inside. Feeds it back to Diogo Silva. Garcia McNulty. Diogo Silva again under pressure. Can he pick out a pass? He can. He finds Garcia McNulty. He's got Triantis square. No, he goes forward to Ali Marungu instead. Now it's Maro. Maro's well tackled. Sirikos with the effort on his left foot over the bar. We've got 10 minutes to try and hold on here, guys. Levski are looking dangerous, and we're still getting these highlights. Don't want them. Paolo Bernardo finds Ndongo. Ali Marungu. Got Marcus on the left. A good first-time ball towards Ndongo. Can he square it for a teammate? He tries to, but the keeper gets there. Paolo Bernardo puts it in the back of the net with his 9th of the season, and it's 5-2 to Bdin. Still time for one more highlight, though. Diamande with the free kick. It's gone harmlessly over the bar as far as Gunnarsson's concerned. We're just waiting for the full-time whistle now, guys, and there it is. A nice, comfortable... I say comfortable. Levski had the chances, but 5 goals scored from a Bdin point of view. Unfortunately, though, Ludogorets and CSK 1948 both won their games. So with 2 games remaining, the gap is currently 4 points. So if we win our next game, I don't know who it's against. If we win our next game, then we are the champions. Right guys, second game of today's episode. We're at home to Septemvri Sofia. All we need is a win and we are the champions. This season, I've just had a look there that in the league, we're actually a bit further behind where we were last season. Last season, both us and Ludogorets finished on 82 points. We're currently on 71 this season with only 2 games remaining. So either that's the standard of the league is better, all the other teams, we're all taking points off each other, or we're just not doing so well. But yeah, hopefully we can go and wrap it up. We have a little bit of news. Ludogorets Razgrad are interested in Nectar Triantis, who's currently valued at 3.75 million. I'd like to try and keep hold of him though. He's one of our better players in defence. We're not quite ready to bring some of the youngsters in yet. We're going to stick with the same lineup as the last game, except we're going to swap Suprian for Marungu. A little bit of fresh legs. Triantis is tired as well, but he can do just fine. So that's the only change to the lineup. So this is the one, guys. This is the one that we need to win, and we get a highlight straight away. Triantis with the ball over the top towards Kuzmanov. Kuzmanov pulls it across for Maro. What a save that is from the goalkeeper. I think it was given offside anyway, but what a fantastic save from the goalkeeper to deny the attacker the goal there. 3,359 people have come to see Bdin potentially lift the title. Out of the 15,000 capacity stadium that we do have, that's still a little bit poor. I've also just noted that Septemvri Sofia don't have a custom kit. That's something I'll have to look into. We're giving away a penalty. Is it Diogo Silva? It is Diogo Silva. It's number 16. Are we going to bottle this like we did last season? Please, no. It's been given as a penalty. Can Gunnarsson save the ball? We'll find out. It's going to be Witry to take the penalty. No, wrong foot's Gunnarsson. Gunnarsson started going the wrong way. And Septemvri Sofia take the lead. So we've now got some work to do, guys, to get back into this game. That puts the gap down to 3 points over CSK 1948. They are actually playing against Ludogorets, so that could work in our favour as well. It's currently 1-1 there. Kuzmanov with this corner, though, towards Suprian. Headed clear. Triantis keeps it alive. Garcia McNulty back for Marcos. Garcia McNulty gets his 3rd of the season. And we have made it 1-1 with 34 minutes on the clock. And that is the way it stays till half-time, guys. It's not been the best of performances so far from a Bdin point of view. But the other two are still drawing with each other, which at the minute is all we need. Quick second half substitution there. We've brought Carlos Gallego on for Triantis, who is tired. So we'll bring him off. But we get our first highlight in the first minute. That's a good ball forward towards Maro, who puts the ball in the back of the net. Norbert Maro gets his 13th of the season. Depending on the result of this VAR check. Look at me on the touchline there, going crazy at the top of the screen. It's been disallowed. No. What a start to the second half that would have been. It's a great ball forward by Marcus. Oh, there's no way that's offside. That's ridiculous. As Ludogorets have just taken the lead away to CSK 1948 now. Witry with the ball into the box. Paulo Bernardo back there helping out. Heads it clear. Only as far as Pension. Pension looking to get it back in. Finds Salvadores. Pension again. Fonseca out wide to the goal scorer. And Witry. He's got another one. What are we doing? What are we doing? Good news is, though, that CSK have scored again to make it 2-2 against Ludogorets. We just need... We need a point, really. We need to go and get this goal against Septemvri Sofia. Gunnarsson comes to claim that corner well, though. Throws it out to Diogo Silva. We're going to have to look to make some changes in a minute. I think we're not playing particularly great. Marcos brings it forward. He's surrounded by red shirts now, but does really well. Comes back to Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva inside to Paulo Bernardo. It's cut out, though. Suprian keeps it alive. Feeds it left to Ndongo. Ndongo's got Marcos in support. Marcos now back to Diogo Silva. Under pressure. Good ball into the box towards Sirikos. Klimis Sirikos levels the game with an hour gone, and that's fantastic. That is title back in Bdin hands. Kick-off highlight, though. Kick-off highlight. It's Fonseca. We forced them back to the goalkeeper, Shaitanov. Takes his time with the ball. Goes long. Can we win the header? We do through Carlos Gallego. Only as far as Pension, though. Pension comes back to João Sesko. Salvadores back into the defence, and Polodinokov, I think it said. Mbodji forward towards Bashov. Bashov, shots blocked. Mbodji picks up the rebound. He's hit the crossbar, and Pamajobo keeps alive for September. And Bodji again, and it's gone wide. It's gone over this time. It's gone for a corner. Did Gunnarsson make the save there? It would have been fantastic if he did make the save. Witry with the corner though, which is headed clear by Gallego up in the air. It's back in. Gunnarsson's forced to make another save. Couple more changes made. We have brought Ali Marungo on for Paulo Bernardo. We've also brought Dinkov on up top in place of Maros, having a bit of a poor game. But we've got 10 minutes to hold on here, guys. CSK and Ludogorets are 3-3. So as things stand, we are the champions. It would be nice to get it with a win in front of our home fans. 6 minutes of injury time at the end of the game. They're 4-all now. They're 4-all. Yes! Yes! Champions! What a game that was between 1948 and Ludogorets. 4-4 I think it finished. But we are the champions of Bulgaria. Finally, it took 7 seasons from where we started right at the bottom of the second tier to become the champions, as Klimis Syrikos, the captain, lifts the trophy into the air. We get the confetti, the fireworks. Fantastic, fantastic. We've won the title. Just confirmation there, guys, that we are currently 4 points clear with only 3 games remaining. We are the champions, which means, of course, Champions League football next season. Obviously, I've got 1 game left to play, which I'm going to go and play now, and we'll come back and we'll have a look at how the coefficients and the other Bulgarian teams have got on in Europe this season, and then we'll wrap up the season, guys. So see you again in just a minute. Right, guys, welcome back to the end of the season. We have taken on the final game of the season. Of course, we were already the champions. We did beat Botev Plovdiv 3-1. It was a nice comfortable win. As you can see on the right hand side there, we are the champions of Bulgaria by 5 points. Ludogorets sneaked into second place right at the last minute. If you can see it behind my head, we've got the best scoring record in the league. We've scored 100 goals this season. Conceded 55 though, which is only the 8th best. That's something that we're going to try and look to do next season. Now, ordinarily I would do the season review here, but I've accidentally clicked past it and I can't get back into it. That's something that maybe should be in the game, where you can get back into it. You can look at the manager timeline, but it's not quite the same. Obviously, we're up to 300 matches now. Manager of the year again. We've won the league, which is fantastic. We are now studying for our next coaching license as well. I want to try and keep this as short as possible because obviously we've had 2 live comms in this episode. So next season we're going to look to change things up again. That includes the tactic, of course. So we're going to try and win the league again. See if we can get a little bit further in the Champions League. But in terms of wrapping up this season, we're going to have a look at how the other Bulgarian clubs have done in Europe. I guess the first place to start is with the nation coefficients, of course. We can see that Bulgaria have gained 11.4 points this season. That is, it's a pretty good season, to be fair, and we're losing a 7 going into next season. So we're going from 48.2 to 52.6, which is very good. That means we are moving above Switzerland. Not quite moving above Scotland yet, but we're moving up another place, up to 10th. We're into the top 10 in Europe. That's absolutely fantastic. And what that does for the qualification places, of course, is we're straight into the league phase by the looks of it. I assume we were this season as well, but we are going to go as the champions. We're going to go straight into the league phase of the Champions League. So we have actually qualified for the Champions League, which is going to be fun, isn't it? Little old Bdin. Other than that, nothing else is actually changing. We're not getting any extra spots in Europe or anything like that. That would come. It wouldn't even come next season. It would just put. It would just put us. Instead of this one, we'd be into this one. We'd be into the playoff straight away. By the looks of it, I could be completely wrong with that. We're doing really well though, and obviously the plan is to keep on moving up. In terms of the Bulgarian clubs themselves, of course, we still do have Ludogorets Razgrad as the best team in Bulgaria, but looking at it, it looks like next season that could be Levski Sofia, and that tends to tell me that Ludogorets have had a poor season in Europe. We will, as I said, look into that in a minute, but they're very close, the 52nd and 53rd. It looks like Levski could be moving above them. We're still 262nd, of course, the season hasn't ticked over yet, but we are going to be moving up to the 4th best team in Europe in terms of coefficients. Now, in terms of the teams that were in Europe, it does look like the Ludogorets were into the playoff, which, again, that last screen that we looked at, I don't really quite understand, because it does say that we'll go straight into the league phase. But they did beat Slovan Bratislava in the playoff to qualify for the league phase, where they've only won one game, and that was 3-0 against Marseille. A couple of draws in there as well. The rest of them were defeats, including to teams like Antwerp. Well, they got a draw with Napoli. They've lost to Inter. Inter made it to the final. They did lose to Man City after extra time in the final. Not a great season from a Ludogorets point of view, though. Next up, we've got Levski Sofia, who are about to become the best team in the country, of course. They were into the Europa League. They got to the playoff, and they got through that against Dnipro. Few wins in the league phase. They did pick up wins against Olympia, AZ, lost to Newcastle. Newcastle, the eventual winners of the Europa League. They made it to the knockout, same as we did. They pretty much had the same run as we did. Win into the knockout, out in the round of 16. I can't remember, did we get through the round of 16? It was a while ago now. It's the first time I've recorded in about a week, guys, since I did the live comms for this episode. I've just been busy with the wife and I've been extremely tired. But they were beaten by the eventual winners, Newcastle, in the round of 16. Decent season for Levski. Of course, we know how we got on. Just a quick overview of it. We were knocked out by Trabzonspor in the Champions League qualifying, which dropped us into the Europa League phase. We did make it to the quarterfinal, of course. We were beaten by Bayer Leverkusen, weren't we? So we've had a really good season in terms of European coefficients. CSK 1948 were into the Conference League qualifying. They've beaten Tirana, but they were knocked out by Chonomorets in the League Path third qualifying round. Not particularly great from a CSK 1948 point of view. And finally, we have CSK Sofia. They were into the Europa League. They were knocked out in the qualifying, eventually losing in the League Path third qualifying round to Anderlecht, which dropped them into the Conference League qualifying, where they did get past Viborg. They were into the league phase, which they've done okay in, a couple of wins in there. Got to the knockout rounds. Unfortunately, they were beaten on aggregate by Braga. So not too bad from a CSK Sofia point of view. And as we've seen, that is going to induce some growth in our coefficients. So we are going to move up that one spot, which is fantastic. And that's going to wrap us up for this season, guys. I've got pre-season to go through. Of course, we know how short the pre-season is here in Bulgaria. It is quite short. Obviously, I'm going to lose my French loan players at the end of the season from our affiliates. I'll look to bring some more in. There's going to be a new tactic next season. I'm going to try out second yellow cards tactic that he uses on his Build the Nation save in Malta and see how it gets on. It's a 5-3-2, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and continue to grow the club facilities as well, the training facilities, youth recruitment, such and such. We've got an additional £16,000 in wage budget as well. You probably can't see that behind my head, but it is there. So we do have some wage budget to play with. Possibly look to sell some players as well. Of course, we're not playing with wingers anymore, so in this current tactics, we may look to move them on for next season, and possibly Gunnarsson as well. We might move Gunnarsson on and give Luis Felipe the run in the first team, and hopefully he can hit his potential, because he does have massive amounts of potential to hit. And the best way he's going to get that is in playing football, really. Going to try and get the loan farm a bit more populated as well. We've only currently got 7 players out on loan. Obviously, the purpose of a Build the Nation save is to make the rest of the teams better as well. It's just taken us a little while for us to become the champions. Of course, we have to now continue to be the champions so we can help to grow the rest of the nation. Get loads of these youth players out on loan. If you have a look at my my under-19 squad, it is absolutely chocker full of players. We currently have lots of players in the under-19s. There are 49 people in the under-19 squad, so we're going to try and get some of them out on loan for next season. But look at Luis Felipe's potential that he's got there. I think he's got the highest potential. He does indeed. We've got these 3 out on loan already who have got massive amounts of potential, so they could feature for the first team next season. That's going to be it though, guys. Sorry if the episode is slightly longer, of course, with the double live com, but we are the champions of Bulgaria, and we will we'll be back next season, possibly the same as what I've done the previous seasons, approximately a third of the way through the season, so we get to the end of the transfer window, and we can meet all the players that we've signed in that time. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next season.